Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Opinions with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, shway, crispy, irie? But let's get on to the unpopular opinions for today's episode. But before we get on to that, I want to big up the Arsenal ladies. They've got themselves to a final of obviously the Champions League. So hopefully we should go one step further with the men's and do the exact same thing, hopefully. You know, that's for another time and all of that. But big up the gal then, do you know what I mean? Big yourselves up. But let's get on to the unpopular opinions for today's episode. We come to the first one. You aren't really engaged unless you are planning a wedding. Now, I hear what this person's trying to say, but I think as soon as you get down on one knee and put a ring on someone's finger, the Beyonce stuff, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. When you do that sort of thing, it tends to say that you are now in the stage of engagement. You've now fully confirmed it. If she says no, it's peaky like the blinders. But if she says yes, then you're going forth and you're going beyond, and the wedding is going to start preparing yourself to be happening. Now, obviously, they always say people could turn into bridezillas and whatever when they start planning these sort of big days that come across and come on. I hear it. Do you know what I mean? It's a stressful day for some of the gal then when they have to plan all these things. Do you know what I mean? The flowers have to look right. The venue has to look right. The food has to look right. The dress they're wearing has to look right. The guests they're inviting has to look right. Everything has to look right. It's got to be the perfect day for them. And if it isn't, then you're going to be in for one heck of a problem, because it could end up in divorce, or worse. She could just leave your ass at the altar, say goodbye, my friend. It's not even friend anymore. It's just, it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? It's not friendship team now. She just left it in the dirt, rolling in the deep Adele stuff. But anyways, that's just me just waffling on and going into different directions. But cool. My whole final thoughts on that is no. Do you know what I mean? I still believe you are engaged when you get down and put the ring on the finger. Next one we come to. Nerds can peak in high school too. I think obviously nowadays nerds can, because all you have to say to a girl is, I play computer games, and she will probably want to play them with you too. Do you know what I mean? She'll probably definitely want to put a hand on your joystick after learning them sort of things. Wink, wink, smiley face and all that emoji and that. Do you know what I mean? It's going down. Trust me. You know what I mean? Young Jock said, meet me in it's going down. Trust me. So, nerds can pull girls. We've seen obviously movies of the 90s as well. Loser. Films like that. Do you know what I mean? American Pie. Where these men who are just bottom of the barrel stuff in some girls' eyes, I don't know, just what obviously the movie's telling me and that, would say that these men have no cat in hell's chance. The jock usually gets the girl, but at the end of the day, the jock don't. Do you know what I mean? She ends up with a guy who was just quiet, chilling with his mates, or with no one, and suddenly just is what she wanted after all this time. Do you know what I mean? Like the song, Simon Webinar, after all this time, she wanted him. So, you know, it's one of them things that could end up happening and going well for the nerds. They could be underlooked, but then they could be overappreciated down the line, and then realise that they're the ones that she really wanted all the time. Like the Grease song, you're the one that I want, you are the one I want, woo, 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 honey, all of that. But anyways, let's move on to the next one. No one should be putting anything in the kitchen sink. I think it's one of them things, obviously, if you just need just to put it in there, then just put it in there. I think it's just one of them days, a lazy day, cool, Bruno Mars stuff. Don't feel like doing anything. Then just lash it in there, innit? You can wash it later on. No qualms, no biggie about it. But I just feel like sometimes, obviously, if the case of scenario is, well, obviously you're doing some washing, like clothes washing, and obviously the cycle is spinning, which means obviously the water is going to come from the machine up to the sink, then it's probably best not to put your plates inside that sink. Otherwise, you could end up eating some clothing. Do you know what I mean? They could be going in your mouth down the line. Trust me, fragments and all of that, it ends up in there. So you have to be careful sometimes. It can end up getting you ill or getting you worse for wear, especially if some of these people don't clean their plates properly. Trust me on that one. Some of them don't, all of that. But yeah, next one. It makes no sense that casual jobs like retail or fast food still require interviews. I hear it, to be honest. I hear it. Because, to be honest, you don't really need much to know how to flip a burger. You don't really need much to learn how to hold and fold clothes and hang them up. I understand that. I kind of think to myself, what do you need a real CV for that? Is it just so they can see how much of a standout person you are? Or if you're prepared to take all the shit they're going to throw at you? Because trust me, they're going to throw a lot of shit in your directions. They're what? Shit. Yes, trust me, these people who work in retail, they love to take the absolute piss. So people be like, I can't really believe it. But then these people want to know that you can be a slave for them, like the Britney song, slave for you, all of that. They want you to do all them things. Just be moving mad and just be up and down the place, up, down, left, right, like you're a joypad and all that. Do you know what I mean? Playing you like you're a game. So I'd say to these people, it doesn't really matter, to be honest. It doesn't really matter that they need CVs and things. I don't understand why they do need them, to be honest. I don't. It's kind of one of them things I'm thinking. Everybody needs a job. If you're good with your hands, then what's the issue? If you're good with knowing about hygiene and all of that stuff, then what's the issue? Just employ that sucker. Give them a chance and give them a chance to show what they can actually do. If they're not good enough, you give them 3 days notice, then you get rid of them. Do you know what I mean? So that's the case scenario. I don't think it should be a big deal where people should be going and handing out CVs to these jobs that are just basically not really worth much of the time. You know what I mean? I'm not saying there's anything bad with working in these places, because everybody needs somewhere to start. Everybody needs somewhere where they can start getting their own, getting their money and start building themselves up. So there's nothing wrong with working in those places. I've worked in those places before, so I know it. Trust me on that one. And they used to send me up and down left. I was the joypad doing all of that. Do you know what I mean? And then I left and said, no, I ain't going to be that for you anymore. No up, down, cross signs, yeah? Man is not no Ed Sheeran's old album, you know what I mean? The plus and that. And I allow it. Do you know what I mean? So leave it out. So I hear that. But that's it, guys. That's it for this episode of Unpopular Opinions. But if you're feeling this episode or any of the previous episodes, you know what to do below, all of that. Big yourselves up, subscribe to man, and everything and all the rest. Thank you for your time. First time watchers, season watchers, thank you. You know what we usually do when we finish? I'll give my opinions and I'll react later on. Big up the Arsenal. Let's go.